Hello everyone, so in this week's video I am doing a makeup inspired by optical illusions. So to begin this makeup off, I am taking my face cast or life cast and I've covered it in about 4 to 5 layers of liquid latex and let that dry. I didn't film this because it's a really quick, simple process and I thought you'd be able to do that without my help for a video. So now that that has all dried, I have powdered it and I've begun painting it. So taking my Skin Illustrator palette, I am taking the colours of my skin tone and I'm doing my best to match it to my skin tone. I don't know nothing about matching skin tones, so this is more or less my first try and I was just trying to get a bit of shading and stuff. It was a bit off when I did apply it, but I'm pretty pleased with how it came out because it wasn't like the worst. So I'm just making sure it's similar to my skin tone. It's got like not just one block solid colour, it's got like my stipple sponge stippling different colours into it, like blues and reds and darker colours and things like that. Then I've just took my coral adjuster colour and I've painted my lips red. I know this looks like lipstick at the minute, but I'm just painting it on heavy and then I'm just going to turn it down with a sponge and some more alcohol. As you can see here, I'm just tapping away with a bit of alcohol on the sponge to take away the pinkness and make it more of a pastel pink to match my lips. I then added some blue to try and give it more of a natural colour rather than just one solid block pink colour, and then again after adding that blue I then dimmed it down a little bit more with a sponge with some 99% alcohol on it. Then I'm just darkening around my eyes because I have quite dark eyes. I'm using blues and a little bit of a dark skin tone to do this on my face. And it should look something like this. You can see some stains from the life cast underneath, but that will disappear when you peel it off. So I took a picture of my face as a reference just to make it easy for me to draw on like eyebrows and things. So I'm just starting with my eyebrows. I didn't really take too much time on this because I knew that the eyebrows would be sort of on the side of the face because of the way this will appear in the final shot. So I just filled in my eyebrows, more or less the same shape. They might look a little bit nicer than mine actually do, a bit more filled in, but it was just a really quick way of filling it in, touching it up, and I just used the Skin Illustrator palette for all of this. And my eyebrows looks like this. Once that was done, I then started mapping out my eyelids, but I wanted it to appear as my eyes were closed. Then I took 2 pairs of thin eyelashes and I made them even thinner by feathering and trimming them because I don't have very long lashes. So I just trimmed and feathered them and then glued them on using some liquid latex on the lines that I have painted on with my Skin Illustrator palette. Then I just let them dry and added a second layer above just to make sure they're nice and secure on there so they don't fall off, and let that dry and it will look something like this. Once that was done, I painted inside my nostrils with some more darker colours because naturally your nostrils are going to be darker than the rest of your face. Then I also took some more of that brown colour and I just outlined my lip on the inside just to give it some more depth. Then I added a little bit of pink on my eyelids just because for some reason my eyelids are actually quite pinky coloured. I don't know, but I just wanted to do that. But I didn't want it to look too much like eyeshadow, which it kind of did, but hey ho, I like it. So this is the comparison. It's similar, not exact, but similar. Then I took a zip and cut it down so it's just the zip, and then I took a pen and marked right down the centre of my face. It was just a rough estimate and guess. Then I just cut along that, just taking my time because you don't want to mess it up here. Like, you've spent all that effort, you don't want to ruin it. Then I've just lined the zip where I want it, making sure it will zip the way that I want it to go. I did stick it upside down on this filming part, but I redid it afterwards and it worked fine. Then I just glued the liquid latex face thing that we've just made, super glued it onto the zip and making sure that none of it goes on the actual zip because I had a little bit of trouble here. That's also another reason why I redid it, and just make sure the super glue does not get in the zip, otherwise it won't open. But yeah, it will look something like this. Then I just peeled it off the face cast and it was ready to apply. So I just want to map out where I'm going to need to paint, because I don't want to spend so much time painting that's not going to be on show. So I just marked out where it's going to go, and then I started painting a pattern, but then I realised it was easier to just paint it all white. So I just painted my whole face white, made sure it was blocked out, a nice block colour like this. And then once that was complete, I powdered it all to make sure it doesn't smudge and to just set it in place so we can paint on top of it with another colour. Now I used water activates to paint the base, but now I'm using black grease paints so I can add the black lines for the optical illusion effect. So I just started mapping out the lines where I want them to go, and then I just filled them in, and I did this to the whole face, and I used a reference photo for this of a little spiral thing, optical illusion, but you can just do whatever you like. I just really felt like this was the one that I wanted to do. Then I repeated that on the whole of my face, and it looked a little bit like this. Then to apply the face, I just put liquid latex around the perimeter of my face. I did have a little issue here because I did keep getting grease paint in my eyes, because I was just like, I don't know, I didn't have a steady hand and I kept getting in my eyes. As you can see, my one eye is quite red. So when I applied it, I just really wanted to get it done, so I didn't really hide the edges, but in the end it didn't look that bad. I mean, if I hid the edges it would look great, but it wasn't too bad. So I just stuck it on like that. It should stick like pretty good because latex on latex sticks well. And this is more or less the completed look.